All right, welcome back to the KnivesFAST channel, and it is a squiddy kind of day. I don't know. Anyway, say hello to Ren and Stimpy and Powdered Toast Man, and welcome to the KnivesFAST channel. And guys, check these out. These are CRKT squids, a Lucas Burnley design, and you guys know. So we're going to take the one we're going to be reviewing today and slide it back. You guys know this is a design I have loved. I love both of my squids. I have the gray stonewash, which is the original version of the squid, and I have the Blade HQ D2 version in black Cerakote, I believe, and the green JG10, which I have said 132 times that I am going to take apart and make blue, so I can have like a blue and black thing going on. And I've just not actually done it. So I'm going to do that, I promise. Yeah, maybe. So then in comes to the scene the assisted squid, which is brand new, also a Lucas Burnley design, also CRKT, made in China, that Rusty Knife Lover sent me. So yeah, he knew I liked the squid, and he said, you should really check this out. So that's what we're doing today, guys. So what I want to do is just sort of talk about it and talk about the differences and compare some, and then we'll talk about specs, and then we'll kind of give you my thoughts, okay? So that's what we'll do. So first things first, I will say that when you make a design, you know, if you're somebody like Lucas Burnley, and I'm just going to zoom this in. Well, no, I'm just going to tilt down where you can see them better. Sorry, Ren and Stimpy. So when you're a designer like Lucas Burnley, obviously you don't sit down and just make a design and never change it. So I'm okay with tweaks to a design to make them better and that sort of thing. I don't know that I'm okay with tweaks to a design just so you can add assisted opening, but maybe there's a little bit of both going on here. So let's just take a look at one of the original squids. So you guys know it's a frame lock, and it looks like, to me, like a squid, like a giant squid, or like a small squid, actually, since it's a fifth pocket knife. It is not a super fidgety knife. It does flick open with a little help from your wrist. It does not really drop shut in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But it is a very simple design, and the ergos of it lock my finger in, have a great purchase on this knife, even without this last finger on it. Just dig it. And when I heard it was going to be an assisted, I said, how in the world are you going to grip this thing and not have it just fly out of your hand because it's so small? So what they did, and again, it's very subtle, guys. I've spent 20 minutes going over the specs, and trust me, it is not a stark thing that you're going to notice. So you'll notice that the lanyard, the part at the end here with the backspacer, the lanyard hole is larger, and you will notice also that the scales are a little bit taller. Now, it is not much, but it is some. Same. The length of the knife is a little bit longer. And obviously, they've changed some of the shape. This kind of shape right here is what I think makes it look the most like a squid. And they've kind of changed that entirely. Down here, it's taller and it's less pointy. And again, it takes away some of that squid look. For me, again, I'm just giving you my thoughts. Obviously, they've added this really low profile flipper tab. Other than that, it's pretty close. Now, let's flip them over and show you the other side. So the cutout around the thumb stud is a little bit different. So here you have, hold on, I got to go over here on this side where you can see better. There we go. I can get my hand better. So you can definitely see where that cutout. And I think the only thing is, again, with it being assisted, they wanted to give you a little better purchase on that thumb stud because this one is a little close. So maybe that's an improvement. That's just an improvement and not necessarily for making it assisted. I will say that my belief is the reason they've made the scale sticker is so you can get a better purchase so that when it flips open, it's not going to just tear out of your hand. Now, here comes the next obvious change to this knife, the blade. They have changed the shape of the blade. Now, Again, if I line these up pivot to pivot, you will see that the blade is ever so slightly longer. And I think it's something like 2.25 and 2.35 or something like that. It's really tiny difference, but they've also made this blade way more. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but to me, it's definitely taller, and it just gives it a definite different shape. Now, is it a lot taller? No. Are the scales a lot taller? No. But there is definitely a difference to my eyes. So you guys tell me what you think. It's definitely a different knife. So without belaboring that much more, I mean, it's not a different knife. It's no more different than, I mean, it's not like terrible like if you have the Pilar and the Pilar 3. But they didn't really make this one like way bigger like the Pilar 3 is, and they didn't really make it way different like the Pilar 3 is to the Pilar. So it's almost like they were trying to make the same knife, but they had to make changes based on it being assisted. More room for the springs, more room for your hand, so on and so forth. So again, that's all I'll say about that. That's just my thoughts. By the way, I love the Squid, and I still like this one. So you have this really low profile flipper tab, which is really meant to do a push button with, and it works really, really well. That spring is really strong. It is coming open. I can one-hand this knife. I very much can. This assisted is similar to the one on the Lanny I had recently, and it's a whole lot easier than a lot of them. Do I want/need an assisted knife? No, I don't. Would I still prefer those? Me, yes. And I know I'm a snob, but whatever. It's okay. Now, the result of what I talked about earlier here, I got something on my thumb there. But anyway, you have, with this cutout being a little bit bigger, you have a little more room to get in there to the lock. Wow, Casey. The frame lock there. But everything else is pretty much the same. The clip is almost identical, even though I'm holding them differently, blah, blah, blah. Pretty much the same clip, pretty much the same knife. So I don't think I would sit here and harp on it. I just wanted to point out that it is different. Now, I haven't really deployed it with the thumb studs for you. And so you can see you have this little issue. Now, I don't really have that with the other one. Okay, didn't do it that time, but I did put my fingers on that lock bar. It's still not super big, but once you get a good purchase, it's coming open. So yeah, really cool. So I'm going to put all three of them here. I'm going to give you the specs on this one. I might refer back to the other one a little bit. So this particular one is an overall length of 5.94. The other one was 5.75, the original, okay? The blade thickness is exactly the same, 0.11 inches. This one is 8CR13 MOV. The new one, the original is 8CR13 MOV, and the Blade HQ exclusive is D2. And I think that one was a little bit more expensive. And by the way, while we're talking about price, the assisted is $29. The original, these are Blade HQ prices, is $23. So it's not a huge difference. They are both listed as spear points. And again, this is HCR13 MOV, like I said, as is the original. So you're really just paying for the assisted and maybe a tiny little bit more steel there. So the new one, the handle length is 3.59. The original is 3.50. So you see what I'm saying? I mean, we're talking fractions here. The weight of the assisted is 3.7. The weight of the original is 3.5 ounces. The blade on the assisted is 2.375. The blade on the original is 2.25. So again, we're talking fractional differences, but they're definitely differences, and you can really see it kind of in like I said, the height of the blade. Let's see, do they give me blade? No, I mean, they don't really give me that much detail. But again, both Lucas Burnley Designs. Both really good. Now, conclusion. I said I'd give kind of a conclusion. So, again, I'm way over my normal length of a review. I'm kind of doing bad at that lately. I need to speed up, but this I had a lot of comparison in it. This is a very cool knife. If you don't mind an assisted opening knife and it doesn't bother you, you might really like this. If you were to ask me, I would say get that one. Get the original, get the D2 one. If you want a good fifth pocket knife, it's great. Again, guys, I know a lot of people have had issues flipping these open. Wow. And now I can't get my fingers. But anyway, I don't care. This is it's a fifth pocket, a backup knife. I can flick it open very nicely. Don't have a problem with it, either one. And I just don't see the need. You can thumb roll it, and that's what it is. It's just a nice little knife, a knife that if you're somewhere and you don't want to hand them your nice knife, you can hand somebody this one and they can use it, or you can have this as just a quick pull it out, cut something, and put it back in your pocket. So I will continue to carry mine. I see no need to have the assisted. I think it's fun to share it with you guys. Some of you, just like the button lock Elementum, I told you I didn't like it. I told you it was my favorite. I know a ton of you went out and bought a button lock Elementum, and I bet you're enjoying it. So there's a knife for everybody, a purpose for every knife. Boy, that sounds like some sort of something that should be used for something more important than knives. But anyway, if you want this knife, get this knife. It's just not for me. So there you go. The assisted Squid from CRKT. Great little knife. Just don't really need it assisted for me. So thanks for watching. And guys, if you like it, give me a thumbs up. Give me some comments. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you're subscribed. If you're not, please consider doing so. And thanks for watching the KnivesFAST channel.